New Raiders head coach Jon Gruden said he's going to take it back to '98, and he's not going to rely on modern technology. Since that claim, the team's added Jordy Nelson, Doug Martin. They haven't made any major splashes in free agency in terms of improving their 20th-ranked defense in terms of points allowed last season. Max, you think it's a good idea for Jon Gruden to take it back to '98?
No, it's foolish. I mean, I understand someone saying, hey, I'm not going to be slavish to analytics. Of course, analytics are only a tool and only one tool. But that would be like saying, what he's saying is like someone takes over a team and goes, you know what? I'm not going to rely on scouting. To hell with scouting. I'm going to take it to a place where there's no scouting. Why would you just ignore a tool, particularly a very useful tool? You know, when the power saw came out, if you needed something like that, would you say, no, I'm not going to use that. I'm only going to do it handheld because I don't know. I like the effort that I have to put in more. You apply it. If you need a screwdriver, you need a screwdriver. You need a hammer, you need a hammer. There are different tools to get an overall job done, and to ignore one of them because essentially you have an anti-intellectual bent because, damn it, we're football players. You know, that's what it feels like. Is simply foolish. You're ceding an advantage to other teams who are not going to be that way, prejudiced against, rational thinking. So if what he means by that is I'm not going to be slavish to numbers, that's good. You shouldn't be. But if what he means by that is I don't like the direction the whole league is going and these tools like unfrozen caveman lawyer, I'm confused by these newfangled tools, therefore our organization will ignore them. It's like sending a message saying the Raiders aren't going to be any good.
Well, I don't view it that way. I don't blame him for saying what he said because I'm not taking him as literally as other people may be taking him. I think that what Jon Gruden was alluding to is this, people have been a bit slavish to analytics. You know why? Because analytics is a language that owners understand. And so they put executives in position who speak their language and they speak about numbers. And obviously, if you're speaking about numbers and that's a number and that's a category that owners understand, particularly when it contributes to their bottom line in a positive fashion, then that's the only thing that they're going to pay attention to. And as a result, people who want to keep their jobs and are about keeping their jobs and extending their tenure as opposed to doing their jobs effectively are all about the numbers. That's what you get yourself caught up into. So suddenly GMs get hired because of that reading. Scouts get hired because of that reading, reasoning. Player personnel directors get hired because of that reasoning. And those who have an eye for the sport and an eye for the proper level of competition and what goes into it from that perspective get pushed out. And Jon Gruden is saying he wants to reel that back in. He wants to get people back into the mix that are about the business of football. And I don't mean business as in numbers. I mean like looking out and having an eye for talent and paying attention to the it factors that can't be calculated by just numbers. That's what the kind of stuff that he's talking about. If you've got players, the Peyton Mannings of the world, let's say, for example, Tom Brady retires and he's in a booth or something, the Brett Favres of the world and others, and they're looking at athletes, and they're not just looking at numbers. They're looking at the impact that they have to galvanize troops around them, to bring people together, to make sure everybody is out there giving and performing at max levels. Then that's something that you have to pay attention to. And sometimes that's getting inside somebody's chest and challenging them to be all they can be and making them understand that everything is not going to be able to be calculated by just numbers. That is what I got from Jon Gruden, particularly when he said to Marshawn Lynch, excuse me, don't give me half a part-time Marshawn Lynch. I want full-time Marshawn Lynch. I understand that.